Hey guys, and welcome back to Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. In this part, we get to meet Sky's mom!
On Cloud 9.
Yeah, we get to meet Sky's mom and dad, because Sky, in between us going into dungeons, started dating Barracuda Joe from the last game. And I love Sky's parents, because they are the most hilarious, embarrassing parents in the entire world.
This is also the start of a running gag that I kind of don't get, where apparently Sky is pudgy, thick. I don't see it from the character portrait.
Not really. I think it might just... I'm not sure. I think she's a little bit bigger than Shantae, but not really.
I don't see it. And by the way, the Sky's dad looks nothing like his portrait looks nothing like his sprite.
Well, he's a lot darker. His
nose is so elongated in the portrait compared to his normal sized snout on the sprite.
Well, I'm not really sure how they handled it, because I'm not really sure how the portraits, I guess, were handled in this game as opposed to in Risky's Revenge. Because in Risky's Revenge, they just drew them themselves, I'm pretty sure. But in Pirate's Curse, they were drawn by Inti Creates. So I don't know if they had like some people from Inti Creates like in Way Forward with them, like working on it together, or if they just like outsourced it to them or whatever. I'm not really sure. So yeah. I'm not really sure how it works.
So, wait, is this guy her dad?
Yeah, the guy with the backpack's her dad, and he brought over a mummy.
That killed Barracuda Joe.
Yeah, that.
So, pale woman, even paler man, a brown-skinned girl. Are you sure you weren't adopted?
I love the running gag. I thought that was funnier with Sky isn't like her being pudgy. It's the fact that she can't keep a man. I thought that's pretty funny though.
It's her father's fault. Her father doesn't want her to get wed.
Oh yeah, I love this. Have you come for a long and boring speech about adventuring? No. And so
this is. Yeah, go ahead, Ted. Go ahead.
Well, that's basically just where they tell you that you can either 100% the game, you can 100% speedrun the game, you can just normal speedrun the game, or you can just be a fucker who doesn't do any of that. So, yeah.
In which case you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, there really isn't that much. You just get backgrounds for the title screen, not the menu select screen. When you beat the game in any of those 4 ways. So it's not really a big thing, but I'm glad that I told you about it.
Didn't Mighty Switch Force do something like that?
I believe so. I believe if you got all the part times, you got an alternate title screen or something like that. It's been a while since I've gone back to Switch Force, though, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's like I think we talked about that when we did the commentary. Squid.
Also, now we can finally get that heart squid, which is nice.
Yep, this is pretty much what you do when you get a new upgrade.
Yeah,
just comb the areas that you've already been through to see what you can get now.
Yeah, there's probably a more convenient backtracking time to go get this heart squid in the Cacklebat, which is in Tangled Forest to the left here. There's a outstretched branch on the side of the screen that you jump on with the hat. To get, like, it probably would be more convenient time-saving wise to go get these 2 on your way to the palace in order to give the blade back to Branson, but I'm just doing them now just so that I know that I have them. Like, I do things as soon as they're available 9 times out of 10 just so that I make sure that I have them. Because trying to plan out the most convenient route, man, that's something John would do, and like, I can't do that.
Not yet, because for that playthrough I mentioned I did it earlier, I pretty much did the same thing, where as soon as I got the tools necessary to get said item, I went out of my way to get the item. Where I'm pretty sure getting the fastest time is waiting until you get... I'm pretty sure if you were going for the fastest time, cleanup is the last thing you do.
Or I think you try to get things... you try to... Like, I think if you're trying to get a 100% speed run, I think you're trying to backtrack as little as possible, which is why I think you would get that heart squid and that Cacklebat on the time that you would wait until you actually need to go to the palace in order to do that, as opposed to what I did was just go out of my way to get that and then backtrack back to Scuttle Town.
I like how Risky was just complaining. Oh, why are you so disgustingly happy all the time? When the logical answer is, I don't like being in a bad mood. Okay.
Why are you always in a disgustingly pessimistic attitude all the time? See, I can turn it around on you.
It's called being realistic.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Ashley Williams, Mass Effect 1. You see, I just quoted someone who likes quoting people.
This pizza sure is good. John Ortiz, 2015. BrainScratch Commentaries.
New bridge!
Oh, God.
You need Risky's boots in order to get past that. However, with very precise jumps, it is possible to get there without there.
Wait, you can? You can do that?
Yes, it is very possible to get, because that's where you get Branson's sword.
Yeah. Oh, wait, so you can...
blade.
Oh, well, there's no point in getting it now because, like, that just gets the... That just... Because that's not for, like, an upgrade or anything. That's just so that you can get the girls to the ammo barons thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who won't show up until after later events.
I see this most often with, like, recreations of Greek monsters and stuff, and considering this is a cartoony style game, it's not really worth asking in this case, but whenever I see a half-human, half-animal monster type thing that has clothes on, like just the upper half of their body, I always ask, okay, what's the logic within the universe for this like half-mindless monster to clothe themselves?
It doesn't.
Oh,
but the people that created them do have standards. It's humanoid.
Fuck that. Fuck those enemies, though. At least, fuck them until you get the scimitar, because once you can Shovel Knight Scrooge McDuck them, they're not really that big of an issue.
Hey, hang on. The scimitar is your pogo stick.
Yeah.
What?
We'll be seeing that next. No, not next part. We'll be seeing that in part 8 when we actually get the thing. But.
Why? What? Why? Squid Baron, why are you here?
Because
He's on vacation.
He's on vacation. He'll be
Why would you?
a lavish home nearby with amazing square footage and gravel landscaping at this rate.
Well, don't you just look like the biggest heart squid ever? Let me go borrow my friend's hammer.
Yeah, but no, he gave us X-ray specs.
So is he just, like, quivering in fear this whole time, waiting for the inevitable rematch?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's aware he's going to be a filler boss.
Yeah, so now that we have the X-ray specs, we have to go find the 3 different mummies throughout the area. One's right there, the other one's in Sky's house, and the last one's on Saliva Island, so I recommend doing any cleanup that you have to do on Saliva Island there. Like, that's the only time you ever have to go back to Saliva Island, because you can get all of these stuff on that island within 2 trips, so doing any cleanup I have left here now. They do mention that the last mummy thing will be here, because I believe if you go to the right of where the temple entrance is, some guy says our ancestors on Saliva Island never had it this rough or something like that. And I believe
that's exactly what they say. Yeah.
And one of the townspeople says something about it too. I can't remember when or where, but I'm pretty sure they say something to the effect of "There's a mummy on Saliva Island." So you shouldn't really. So they point you in this direction, so you don't have to go meandering about too much.
I think you'll notice it yourself if you're very explorative and you check every corner on Saliva Island in your first playthrough, because you're going to see that most likely you're going to see that tomb, and you're wondering what can you do with it. But then later on, when Sky's dad brings it into the equation, you remember it and saying, "Oh, that's right. That's one of those over there."
Oh yeah, you're right about that. I didn't show off the tomb because I knew that there was nothing for me to do over there, and it would just waste time in terms of commentary. But if you're just playing around normally, you'll at least see that there's one there, even if you can't get to it. So you'd think to go.
I just realized, it's like, just as I asked the question, we run into some anatomically impaired topless mermaids. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have shirts on, but they also don't have nipples, so it's okay.
Does anybody else get the idea that the purple bats, we saw them in Rescuer's Revenge, they're back here for this game, that they were at some point or another a scrapped transformation for Shantae? Because you notice how they have humanoid faces, they're purple like Shantae's hair, and they seem to have tiaras over their eyes.
Are they in the original Shantae?
I don't remember if they're in the original Shantae, but I do know they're in Risky's Revenge.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they became a transformation at some point. Also, this combination is always randomized. Is it like the eyeball door in Risky's Revenge in that the combination won't spawn until...
Yeah, you need the combination in order to open the door.
Okay, so you can't just guess it then.
No.
What?
Oh, I used a pirate flare to backtrack back to Risky.
Okay.
They're really convenient, so I recommend having a handful on you at any time.
Melt them down.
I love this girl. She's great. Yeah, and also since I'm back here anyway, I might as well just get an extra heart.
Do you ever use the pistol for anything other than hitting switches from
Oh
forward?
no, the damage... Well, if you upgrade it to max, you can do 5 damage with it, which is okay, but it's faster to whip things, and I usually don't have that much of an issue fighting enemies from close up, so I really just...
Yeah.
I usually just use the hair if I ever need to attack anything. The pistol, I would actually... if I had to prioritize upgrades, I would prioritize getting your hair upgraded to max first, then getting the scimitar polish, and then getting the pistol if you've got money to burn.
And when you say getting your hair upgraded, you mean both ways, like
Yeah, both
increasing
speed
its-
and power.
Okay.
Although I would generally recommend upgrading speed over upgrading power, if you have the money to get one or the other, but not both.
Princess.
Oh,
You're back.
I love this guy.
On the verge of... Yeah, they're mistaken Shantae for a princess.
Well, she does kind of look like a purple-haired Princess Jasmine, but...
Well, now she's Princess Leia.
This is the magic costume you can get in Risky's Revenge.
Dude, wait, she said I'm dressed like a space princess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the magic costume that you can get in Risky's Revenge, but this is the only time in the game we wear it.
Giggity.
Okay.
I've never done a magic mode playthrough of Risky's Revenge.
It's pretty fun.
Have you beaten the game like that, or...?
No, because I only had enough time to do a normal playthrough for the sake of the commentary, but it was pretty fun. You know, your magic meter really is elongated to ridiculous lengths, so you can just have like triple pike balls on for pretty much the entire duration.